brand new day here on Beauty IQ. Now we are broadcasting live as we do so every Monday through Friday from 8 to midnight here on the East Coast. And every day we say, you know what? Here is one item, here's one product family that we are currently obsessed with that basically we're not living without, so you shouldn't live without. We give it to you at a crazy good value that is good for 24 hours or while our supplies last. And tonight from TATCHA, you are getting the red and gold Camellia lip balm set that if sold separately would be $42.50. The Camellia Gold Spun Lip Balm that you see right here has won an Allure Best of Beauty. You've seen it raved about and pop sugar. And if you're looking for something that kind of hides the winter doldrums on your lips and cheeks, well, then you will really appreciate the red balm that you're getting tonight. This duo is a fabulous way to discover TATCHA. And I will tell you, lips can be so tricky. And this time of year, they can honestly feel so deflated, so dry, just so like, oh, sad day lips, yes. And this is something that not only is a treatment, but it works into your color cosmetics as well, which is wonderful. So tell me the story about how Vicki created this, but kind of based off the principles of the Japanese beauty book she bought.
I would love to. So both of these balms, these duos, I'm actually going to just hold up the gold spun to show you all the beautiful gold flecks that are actually in this balm. But Vicki created this with camellia oil because camellia oil is just such a great oil that's going to be nourishing for the skin, hydrating, and it's going to actually seal and protect your skin on top of getting it moisturized. So take a look at all these beautiful gold flecks. When she was actually studying with one of our geisha, they used to say that they would pick off the gold from our blotting papers because there's actually gold flecks in there, and they would crush it onto their lips and put it right on for that gorgeous shimmer, the really subtle radiance. And as an homage to her, we spun that gold fleck into the Camellia balm, and that's why it looks so beautiful like this.
Well, and it's not just any kind of gold. It is 23 karat gold.
That's right.
Which just this time of year after the holidays, you're like, you know what? Yes, I deserve 23
some.
karat gold lip balm. Thank you for asking. Why 23 karat gold?
23 karat gold is the most that you can put onto your skin and apply. And so that's why we decided to go with the 23 carats. And you know, it's funny, the gold flakes are actually really hard to spin into the Camellia balm before it just completely breaks apart and melts. So we did a really great job. Our R&D team is amazing. And you saw how I just had those gold flakes in the balm, and I just crushed it right in. And take a look at how there's just no chunks, there's nothing glittery or weird or sparkly that looks fake. It is just nourishing, it is hydrating, and you can always layer it onto your skin without worrying of whether it's going to get tacky or sticky, because that's the beauty of Camellia, the Camellia oil. It is so nourishing, but it's not going to feel like it's like a waxy base or anything like that. It is just hydrated, and you can use it as a lip treatment overnight and just wake up with these gorgeous pillowy Angelina lips. Yes, please.
Yes,
please.
All around. And if you're wondering, okay, what is camellia oil? This is one of the, dare I say, secret ingredients that when Vicki Tsai, the founder of TATCHA, discovered this. You first started with like the geisha rituals, obviously, but we think about geisha makeup and everything is beautiful and white.
That's right.
But you see their lips, especially when you see kind of this brand video that we're going to show you, and their lips are sumptuous. There are no wrinkles, there are no dryness, there's nothing.
And there's never any petrolatum in here. The reason why we use camellia oil is just that it's so hydrating and rich. And you know, what's funny about the camellia oil is that it's been prized for centuries. There is something called ama, and ama are female freedivers in Japan that actually go into the briny salt waters to collect treasures and different mollusks, but traditionally when they're diving, they don't have any scuba gear on or a wetsuit to protect their skin. So what they would do is actually coat themselves head to toe in the camellia oil to protect and seal their skin. Then when they go into those punishing waters where it's salty and it's briny and really, really drying for your skin, they are protected and they are hydrated with the beautiful camellia oil. So that is why we love it so much. And I will never go back. You know, I always used to apply heavy things that had petrolatum in there, things that I just thought were good for my skin.
Sure.
But you know, my
they
skin
felt good for about 5 minutes.
Exactly. And then you're kind of learning, I'm like, oh, maybe I
my
should
lips
be.
actually look worse.
And I might be eating it a little bit.
Yes,
Not good.
not good. And here's the other thing that I think is crazy to think about. You should not be reapplying a lip treatment once every hour. If you have to do that, you're using the wrong thing. And so this is why something like this, I mean, especially for a brand that just specializes in so many great skincare products across the board when they treat your lips, especially with this Camellia Gold Spun Lip Balm that's won an Allure Best of Beauty, really nice time to say, hey, you know what? Like, feeling pretty painful, looking a little more sketch than usual. Nice time to have a moment where you can replenish and nourish your lips. There's also another piece of this. You're getting the Red Camellia Lip Balm.
Yes.
Which is really kind of fancy because for those of us that like a little red to our lips, a little tint, but also to our cheeks as well, you can use that.
So beautiful. So the gold flecks in here are not as big as the ones that you see in the Gold Spun Lip Balm, but if you can get really close, and I know you can tell when you get it at home, there are actual gold flecks in here. It's just a little bit smaller, but you can absolutely see it. See it how it kind of shimmers just a little bit? But this Camellia Lip Balm is going to give you the same beautiful, hydrating, nourishing benefits that you get in the Gold Spun Lip Balm, which won an Allure Beauty Award, but you're getting a pop of red as well. So you can put it right onto your cheek. It's not gonna, or onto your lips and your cheek. It's not gonna come off looking garish or too bright or too overpowering. It's gonna look so natural. And Uni is just gonna apply it right on her lips, and you'll see that it's just gonna come out with this natural looking flush color. Then she's also gonna kind of just pop it onto her cheeks to show you this natural blush that looks like it's just coming from within.
And I love that we get to see the blush on Uni because she's got fair skin, you know?
does,
And so if you were worried about, okay, is something gonna be too dark? Is it not gonna be blendable? You can kind of see that it's just that soft and subtle rosiness that just blends beautifully into the idea that the heritage of the brand was built on, this incredible skin that for centuries now, women have kind of harvested these secrets that only the geisha were privy to.
Exactly. And so Uni is just applying this right onto her skin, but if you happen to have dry skin or combination skin like I do, where your cheeks tend to get a little bit drier, this could double as a moisturizer too and not just a blush. So I love that about it. And you know, it's funny, Courtney, I am getting married in May and I'm starting to get a lot of little details together, and a girlfriend of mine, Ashley, who's a bridesmaid, her husband's in the wedding as well, and so is her little daughter, who's the flower girl. And her husband's like, we're not doing makeup. We cannot do makeup. And I said, ooh, I'm going to give her Camellia Lip Balm so she can pop it on her cheeks because it's technically good for her skin and it's not really makeup.
You know, the other thing that I will say with that, because you're talking about cheeks, is I have noticed that like you start to get pores on your cheeks and you're like, what? Excuse me, what is this? And I have found that when you dab your finger in the Red Camellia lip, it kind of helps blur out the appearance in a very natural way of those pores, which I'm pretty sure has to do with all of the moisturizing benefits. But I mean, shoot, you can see Kim right here. She's almost using it as like a little bit of like,
she is.
I won't call it a highlighter, but like radiance light.
That's right. And you know what's funny? They actually did this at New York Fashion Week because they wanted just that little touch of radiance without it being too overpowering. And I love how Kim just kind of lightly and delicately placed that and applied it to her skin. And she just looks beautiful. Her skin looks radiant. It's hydrated. And I know that it's not feeling tacky or sticky on her skin, which is just an added benefit.
And especially this time of year when the weather can be so crazy, you get both of these tonight. It's a $68 value for the Gold Spun Lip Balm as well as the Red Camellia Lip Balm. I would encourage you, go to beautyiq.com, because if Tatcha has taught us anything, we've had many of steel from them sell out way too early. And tonight, this is a wonderful opportunity that, sure, you may not be wearing a ton of makeup. You may be going back to kind of this idea of no makeup, refreshing, nourished, replenished, just overall good well-being. Well, this is a great way to start, especially with your lips, because, I mean, we've been kind of telling this joke all week that our lips, especially with being 2 weeks below freezing here in Philadelphia,
right.
I mean, our lips looked like they were 7 years older than we were. And if you've been feeling that, if you feel like the struggle has been real, that you're doing everything right, but the weather is just wreaking havoc on your lips, this is the time for a turnaround. This is the time to go to beautyiq.com or pick up the phone at 1-800-600-3411 to place your order, because tonight we only have 24 hours for you to take advantage of this value. And currently, we're the only ones that will give you this duo at this price tag, which makes me feel really great, because everywhere else you have to buy it separately and full price, which kind of hurts my feelings.
I think it hurts everybody's feelings. Hurts me just to look at it.
I know, especially when you shop here, because I work here and I shop here. And when I see things out in like a beauty store, because I go shopping in beauty stores, I always say I'm one lipstick away from like just going inside and be like, ooh, what's that? But I'm like, That's a shame. Better price. We have a
Like,
better
well,
price.
like,
I can't be bothered.
No.
Yeah, and so that's what's nice about shopping our channel is you always know you're getting an incredible value, and especially with something like this, with the heritage of the brand being founded upon geisha beauty rituals.
That's right. Vicky really just applied a lot of different products on her face that didn't really react well, and so with her having such sensitive skin, she developed acute dermatitis, and for someone that was told by a dermatologist that her skin will never go back, it was really crushing for her. So when she was actually traveling just to find life back into her soul and everything, and finding a new approach to beauty and to life, she went to Kyoto, Japan, and met and studied with one of our beautiful geisha. This is her right in Kyoto, Japan. This is obviously after her skin has healed, because if you see her now, you would have never known that she had any sort of acute dermatitis issues. But here she is right in Japan, where it all began, where the geisha had introduced her to this revolutionary approach to beauty and to life, and just using these raw materials straight from Mother Nature to really treat and heal the skin. So after implementing this for some time, Vicky's skin began to heal, and now you would never know that she ever experienced such a hard time for her skin. And this is Mama Fuji with light makeup. Again, you know, we know geisha for their beautiful makeup and that iconic white makeup, stage makeup, but they're so well known for their skin, and makeup will not lay flat on the skin and look good if, you know, you have some unevenness and some texturing on your skin. You know, it almost accentuates it and makes it look worse when you try to cover it up. So,
you know, the other thing about Vicky is, like, with her experience in the beauty industry, she thought she was doing everything right, and people, you know, were like, what do you mean? Like, it was wreaking havoc on your skin. Some of us probably feel that way right now, especially if you're concerned that there aren't really any great lip products out there. Let this, for $10.63, be that moment that you take a chance and you say, you know what, I'm trying to do everything right for my skin, but it is very clear that I'm neglecting my lips. This is your opportunity that if you want something that's great for treatment day to day, this works. This incorporates into some of your favorite lipstick. I love putting this on first and then putting on other lipstick afterwards.
Right.
Definitely prolongs the wear of it. And I think that when you think about the principles behind Vicky selling everything that she owned, to buy these incredible books that gave all the secrets away that geishas had really at their disposal for years. Vicky was not a person, I mean, she's not Japanese. She's from New Jersey.
That's
and
right.
it's like, you guys are doing something special over here, and I want in on it.
Exactly. And I pretty much said the same thing. I'm not Japanese either, but here we are coming together with these skin issues that we had, and really just, you know, finding a common ground and being able to relate to each other. You know, I was a beauty model for years, and just that constant motion and repetitive process of wearing makeup, taking it off, putting it back on, taking it off, just because I represented different brands. And so my skin took a beating. It really at a certain point got really confused, wasn't able to balance out. And so it said, Jennifer, give me something that can help me help you. And so it wasn't until I met Vicky and was introduced to these rituals as well that my skin began to heal. And, you know, it did something for me when I was able to find this, because my self-esteem kind of took a hit. I worried for my job. I didn't know if, you know, I was going to get booked again. So it did a lot. So it's life-changing.
Well, and you know, that's the other thing too, especially like when you think about what do lips that are malnourished look like to you? And we all know, like on our person, like when my lips become very dry, they actually ache. And I'll tell you, like they start to crease and kind of crack, and it's painful. And all throughout the day, like I'll just rub my lips together and I'm like, I cannot believe my lips feel this way. What can I do? And so I ask you tonight, if you've been thinking about your lips a little more than usual, you've seen that you need to really start caring for them, especially in this really dry, cold climate where they can ache more than ever. This is your opportunity. These are treatments that, again, when you think about a world of lip balm, these don't disappear after a week. That's another thing that I want to tell you. This is something that will last you a very long time. You can use them for treatments in the morning, in the evening, but you can also use it in your beauty regimen, because you may say after lunch, you know what, I want to go back to that little perfectly kissed red lip. Well, you'll go for the Red Camellia lip balm. But we then have the gold flecked lip balm that's won the best of beauty from Allure, also been mentioned in Pop Sugar. Both collectively have the 23 karat gold in there, but should be $68. And for one night, for 24 hours only, you get them for not $68, but $42.50. And if for any reason you're thinking, well, I don't know what it would look like on me per se, we're going to show you all three girls that are wearing the lip balm so that you can see it